Hello grapplers and welcome to a new video. It's time to talk about Mai. I've been playing her for the last day since release. I got her to master and I will continue to play her. However, I already have some impressions. This could change because still just day 1. Let's start with the good things. Super level 1 is pretty good as an anti-air. Very commonly in Street Fighter 6, people will try to jump the super level 1s and some super level 2s even. And that works. You can even get hit if you try to cross her up. You're probably not gonna hit by the entirety of the super level 1, but you will get hit by some part of it. Super level 1 already in stock, that means the 5 stocks or any stocks. Super level 1 is actually stronger. So this becomes very likely the strongest single anti-air in the game. Well, Zangief Super level 1 actually does more damage, but it's harder for him to actually get it. So I'm gonna consider this the most flexible anti-air in the game and the amount of damage and the thing you get after, even Oki, is actually pretty good. The Fireball mix-up is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if this is strong enough yet, because I've seen some people really escaping this very easily, so we have to work on this a little bit more. But this Fireball, even if you hold it a slightly bit, you'll see that it mixes the opponent up. You don't have to fully hold it, like this. You can just hold it slightly and still get the double fan. This is pretty strong with certain Okis, specifically Rienbu Medium Punch. Rienbu Medium Punch usually gives you this, and that's pretty strong mix-up because they need to take the Fireball, do something with the Fireball, try to jump. They jump back, the Fireball's gonna pursue, obviously. And if you jump forwards, you can be ready with Shoryuken, with the DP. And if you have Super level 1 activated, obviously the Fireball is even better. Hitting multiple times and really working in favor of Mai. And this becomes a really strong mix-up. Obviously, you use a stock every time you throw a Fireball. She has a true throw loop in the corner. You'll see if that she throws you and she dashes, she's gonna be +3. So this is basically mix-up city. From that +3, she can go into Crouching Medium Punch, which is 6 frames, and go into something, and she can just check you with lows. It's a 50-50. She can walk back and something Heavy Punch for the shimmy if you hit someone with a punish counter. A fully charged one, and you're gonna be +15. This increases significantly if you have your stock activated, because if you do this, you can jump forwards, and that's pretty high damage. Amazing corner carry, because every time you end a combo, very likely you will end in some way, shape, or form. You're gonna use Hisatsu, which is this thing. Light combos, and in Hisatsu and Oki, +27. If you use the heavy version, you can dash immediately to be +4, mix up. She has good anti-airs, obviously, with DP and back heavy kick. Back heavy kick is actually pretty freaking fast at 8 frames, active for 5 frames. You can do the most basic startup, for example, Crouching Medium Punch or Crouching Medium Kick, and you can immediately do a very simple combo like this. Combo into Oki. If you do a correct mix-up in the corner, you can do something like this. You can even do more damage. You can really go crazy, really, especially in the corner, with things like this or this. 5,000, 6,000 if you have Super level 1 activated. And you can even do a corner-to-corner carry combo, especially with Super level 2 powered up by Super level 1. So in terms of combos, she's very simple. I might be absolutely crazy here, but I think her Dry Rush was faster in the previews. This is still a pretty decent Dry Rush, but I feel it was faster somehow. I'm obviously crazy. Still, her Dry Rush is the classic one. Very usable. Since her buttons are not necessarily the best, her Dry Rush doesn't shine as much as other characters. You don't have necessarily the range to really do a strong mix-up with the Dry Rush. You'll see that it's not necessarily easy to hit the opponent with. Probably your biggest use for Dry Rush will be after this. So you can mix up with a +6, and the +6 again combos into this. Into mix up again. But she doesn't seem necessarily to have a crazy Dry Rush like Bison or DJ. She's still gonna use the Dry Rush somehow. She's gonna throw you, obviously. Throwing is something she wants to do, since the Oki of the throw is so good. She wants to throw you, especially in the corner. But compared to other characters, since her zoning is not her thing, it's not like she's gonna do this. This is not Mai. Mai is not a zoner. Doing this is not as strong as Ryu, Ken, Guile, and all the other guys. Now let's start with the issues. She doesn't have a plus on block move. And while this is not necessarily something that determines if a character is good or bad, it is pretty difficult for her to establish her offense. Because the rest of her buttons are minus, obviously, but nothing really has range with this character. She really struggles with range. Standing medium kick is slightly better. The classic medium kick that every single DLC has had for the past, well, entirety of the season. Crouching medium kick has almost no range. It's horrible. Standing heavy punch, I don't know what this is. Very fast, that's good. So it's mainly used for combos. It's very difficult to punish anything but a whiffed throw with this thing. And the standing heavy kick is a punish combo starter and also a long poke. And while this is also a poke, I guess, in combos that you're gonna use as a restand. Because there's another issue with this character. And the issue is when opponents crouch. The Shoryuken at max range can whiff, and that is light Shoryuken. If you use medium, which also combos, you'll see that if you're close, it will combo. Well, if you're far, it can also whiff. And that's one issue. The other issue is that your heavy Rienbu, the one that actually allows you to combo into several things and probably one of your most important moves, whiffs on crouchers. Even if you combo into it. For example, standing heavy punch usually combos into it. Whips. So you need to re-stand people here, and the only move that I found that re-stands is back heavy kick, which is good because you have an option. However, you significantly hurt your combo. So you need to be very aware if the opponent is standing or crouching and change your combos on the fly. Just to save you the headache, always go into this even though you're sacrificing your damage. Again, you can opt to not use this one and use the medium one for the Oki into the fireball, which is still pretty good. Now talking about Super Level 1, I mentioned that the Super is very good as anti-air, but I didn't actually mention as a combo. Why? Because there's a really huge tendency, and I mean huge, for this Super to whiff. For example, you can do this, standing medium punch obviously is cancelable into supers and DRC. And that is a big issue with this character, even if you use the OD Rienbu, which also can whiff, funny enough. You see that the first hit whiffs. Comboing into Super Level 1 unless you're in the corner or you spend a lot of meter is a little bit complicated. She doesn't necessarily have the best DRC combos, to be honest. She has some really good OD moves though. The issue is she needs all of those OD moves to actually do decent damage, even if you have Super Level 1 activated. You might need to do something like this. That is almost all your dry meter, just to get that combo. That applies even in the corner. You really need to use your dry meter with this character. Instead of DRCs, you need to use it on OD moves. Because to be honest, all of them are decent. You do have some good options with OD moves, especially if you have Super Level 1 activated. And that plus not having really good pokes makes her a very strange character, where she basically needs to walk back a lot just to make the opponent whiff into a fireball or standing medium kick and keep walking back, and if someone jumps, obviously you can use this. A regular fan can be stopped by lights, and I've seen some tech where people just punch the fan and DRCs into something and she cannot react fast enough. Super Level 2 is strange without the buff of Super Level 1. In terms of speed, Super Level 1 and 2 are freaking fast. Start of 6 frames and this thing is 7. 7 frames. 6 and 7. And Super Level 3 is 10, if you're wondering. So if Ryu throws a fireball, I cannot do something to escape with my Super Level 2, the one that is invincible. Because as you know, Super Level 1s in the game are not technically invincible to fireballs. And this one isn't. Thing is, when you're already active with your super and the flames are around her, she technically can't stop fireballs. But if the fireball is very close to her, you get hit by it. I don't know what's going on with the invincibility against fireballs, but it doesn't seem to work. However, if you have Super Level 1 activated, this is basically a missile. A homing missile. Look at this. You have to have Super Level 1 activated and at least have one stock. It seems like she was nerfed on purpose in some areas. I feel they were worried about the fireball mix-up. Probably that's why the fireball is so nerfed in this game. It's very difficult to really establish your firewall presence unless you produce a knockdown with this. Which, to be fair, is not difficult. You can always do a very simple combo and go into that because you're plus 35 and you'll notice that if I charge it, it's 32 frames. So if you do it perfectly, you're pretty much safe for that mix-up. You do have to be careful with certain supers though. I have Super Low 1 activated. She's more like a complete character. However, there's no way for you to conserve the stocks. And the stocks don't carry between rounds. That means every time you end even the most basic combo, you're gonna spend the stock. And you don't want to spend the stock in that combo. Nor you want to spend the stock in this combo. Because even though this is cool, you have to go into the DP, the medium DP, to actually get a little bit of damage and loop this. And at that point, you're spending 3 stocks for that mix-up. And sure, you can do different mix-ups in the corner that use less stocks. But you're always spending stocks. The pressure on block is pretty bad. Her whiff punishing is not necessarily the best. This punish counter, I don't think is that great. Even though you can drive rush, it's like Bison, you can drive rush afterwards. You can get a combo here. It's something like this. Okay. It's not necessarily the best. I still need to play her a little bit more to really understand all of her weaknesses and strengths. This might change. At some point I might say, you know what? This is actually more strong than I expected originally, but so far it's been a grind and it's not a fun character. At the end of the day, all the combos are pretty simple. You can do this, for example. Which is cool. I mean, you'll see that, well, that was a punish counter starter, I think. She has the damage once again. She has Super Low 1 activated. Because she's a very one-note character, even in KOF or Fatal Fury. Same with Terry, to be honest. Both of those guys are very... It's like the most vanilla thing you have in KOF. And SNK has some wild characters like T-Sock, K-Dash, Goro Diamond, Athena. We'll see if someone really mains her, but to be honest, if you main, for example, Kimberly or Luke, why would you go to Mai? We'll see. I'm being a little bit negative here, but the thing is, she doesn't feel that good. We'll see. I'm gonna keep playing her. I'm gonna take her to 1600 or 1700, and then I'm gonna do a video again with the final thoughts about the character. If you really like this video, please subscribe. You can go to the Siberia Live on Twitch. We have a lot of fun playing Mai over there at the moment. And also Zangief. I have to play Zangief. Take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Keep playing grapplers, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.